couple of notes before we get started. First of all, this is my first video that I've ever done on this channel where it's just me sitting and talking to a camera for the entire time, so I'm very nervous. That also explains why the camera quality and light quality setup in general is questionable. I am in a college dorm, so that doesn't help. Do you guys like my pillow? Hi, I'm Side Note Katie. I'm wearing a blanket to show that time has passed. I'll be interjecting side notes periodically throughout this video. I apologize for not looking into the camera, both current Katie and Side Note Katie. I'm reading off a script because this video is very long and required planning out in advance, hence the script. Hey y'all! Welcome to my 50 subscribers special. Thank you to each and every one of you so much. It is insane for me to think about the fact that there are 50 people who enjoy the random nonsense that my head creates. We interrupt this video for my live reaction of seeing that I got 50 subscribers.
Oh my god! I'm at a loss for words. Well, now I have to finish writing the script. Oh my god.
This video is going to be me sharing my Torchwood opinions, which may or may not be unpopular. That is your job to let me know in the comments. A disclaimer before we get started, I am in no way saying that your opinions on the show or characters are wrong. I'm simply sharing my own observations, headcanons, thoughts, etc. Now let's get into the opinions. Number 1. Lewis is underrated. Yes, the one that started this whole list. I actually had the idea for this video in my 1 year on YouTube special where I reacted to Torchwood memes. So shout out to Tumblr user Green Dreamer.
Justice for Lewis. Like, guys, y'all sleeping on Lewis. I said what I said. I should just make a whole video with unpopular Torchwood opinions.
I don't think this one requires much of an explanation, other than I just think Lewis is a cool character who had a lot of potential to be explored more, but you know, TV is very messy and things don't always work out, but I did include her in my Women of Torchwood video because I think she is very cool. Number 2. I haven't watched Season 4. You may have noticed that none of the videos on my channel feature clips from Season 4, and that's because I haven't seen it. When I went on my Torchwood binge in January of 2021, I already knew how Season 3 was going to end. I knew I'd need some time to process it. So I took that time, but then just never got around to watching Season 4. I've heard mixed reviews, that it's the worst season out of the 4, that it's actually pretty funny, that it's not worth watching, but you know what? I finally got around to the Doctor Who crossover episodes that I've been meaning to watch for forever, so I have hope that one day I'll get around to Season 4. Probably. Number 3. How Season 3 should have gone. Now, this is a fun little headcanon I've developed. So in the beginning of the first episode, there's Dr. Rupesh Patanjali, and Jack's all like, we need a doctor, because, you know, Owen's dead now.
Dr. Patanjali, we need a doctor.
And then there's Lewis, who is meant to be a bit of a Martha Jones type character. And in my head, when I saw the first episode, obviously before Dr. Rupesh turns out to be working for the bad guys and dies, I was assuming, or at least hoping, that they were going to incorporate Rupesh and Lewis into the team. And yes, Lewis does do a lot to help them, but I think there was so much wasted potential there for her and Rupesh to both join the team more officially and create all these new dynamics and friendships. I know they wanted to take Season 3 and later Season 4 as well in a new and different direction, but to me, the most important part of the show is the relationships between the characters, and the less characters you have, the less there is to work with. You lose 2 main characters, you lose 3 main characters, and now you're down to 2 main characters. That's probably why I lost a lot of interest in the show after Season 2 and even more so after Season 3. I want to write a fan fiction or something where Season 3 is the 5 of them, the 5 being Jack, Gwen, Ianto, Lewis, and Rupesh, and Ianto doesn't die. Or maybe he does, but it's not as crushing because then it's not just Gwen and Jack all alone, there will be other friends. I'm interested to know who else had similar thoughts while watching Season 3 for the first time, so let me know. How did you think it was gonna go? Number 4. Ianto listens to Taylor Swift. This one is a full headcanon. I have no textual evidence, visual evidence for this, and I gotta admit it kinda came out of nowhere. Let me explain. I have a Spotify playlist, link in description for you curious souls, for songs that give me Torchwood vibes. And it started off with just one Taylor Swift song because I got it from a different Torchwood playlist someone else had made. And then when I went looking through my own liked songs to add more, I ended up with a total of 5 total Taylor Swift songs in the playlist, which seems significant to me because that's the most songs by one artist I have in this playlist, with Imagine Dragons and Gorillaz tying for second with 3 songs each. I don't know why I decided that Yanto would be the one listening to the Taylor Swift songs the most. It was just a thought I had randomly and ran with it. And I think he's probably a fan in the same way that I am, which is to say that I like her music, I like listening to it with friends, but I wouldn't call myself a super fan or anything. I enjoy it casually. Okay, imagine this. Yanto playing a Taylor Swift song in the hub. Because in my headcanon world, they listen to music while they work all the time, and Tosh and Owen work to set up a killer Bluetooth speaker system. Anyway, Tosh and Owen are both like, oh cool, Taylor Swift, because what girl wouldn't recognize it? And Jack has come to like it too. He's down for pretty much anything. Insert suggestive eyebrow here. And his music taste is pretty eclectic because of this. And because he basically likes music from every possible era. He also likes it because, Yanto likes it. Okay, but Lover is 100% a Janto song, and I will be making a video about this at some point in the future. And so when a Taylor Swift song comes on, the 4 of them are all like vibing or whatever, and Owen is very adamant that he hates it. But they all know he's lying, especially after Tosh catches him singing, like, You Need to Calm Down or some other song in the shower, and of course she tells everyone else. The point is, they all listen to Taylor Swift together, and you can pry this headcanon from my cold dead hands. Number 5. There is some bi erasure in the fandom. Oh dear, a serious one. And I do want to preface this by saying that I think it was mostly a problem in the earlier Torchwood fandom days and less so now. I personally have not experienced any bi erasure in my almost 1 year of present-day fandom. However, as was discussed in my Torchwood memes video, bi erasure is something to be aware of when discussing the 5 main characters. They are all canonically confirmed to be bisexual by their creator, Russell T Davies.
Torchwood is a bunch of bisexuals living under Cardiff and fighting aliens.
Number 6. Hogwarts Houses. So there's this indie book series by an unknown, unnamed author that uses 4 houses to sort characters by what they value most. Bravery, self, loyalty to others, and knowledge. That's a very simplified way of explaining it, but if you're on this channel, you already know what Hogwarts houses are. Basically, I've seen a couple different discussions on what each of the 5 would be sorted into, but I'm here to give my 2 cents. I saw this one edit that pretty much settled it for me. It just makes sense. Okay, so I couldn't find the edit, but please believe me that it did exist at some point on YouTube. Jack is a Gryffindor, Tosh is a Hufflepuff, Owen and Gwen are both Slytherins, and Yanto's a Ravenclaw. A common misconception is that Tosh would be a Ravenclaw. And I get it, she is the token smart Asian. But the thing I think that makes her more Hufflepuff is her loyalty to Torchwood, her mom, her friends, and she proves this time and time again. Yanto is often thought to be a Hufflepuff. And I also totally see that, but he's more than just soft ooh-woo tea-boy, okay guys? And he proves that time and time again. He's also very smart, and he likes knowing everything about everything. And I think the other 3 make sense, so I'm not gonna give explanations for them. Number 7. The female villain from season 3 is very attractive. Yeah, not much to say here. I did look up her name, and it's just Agent Johnson. They didn't even give her a first name, what the fuck? Number 8. Owen and Mark Lynch. In the words of YouTuber Thomas Sanders, could be gayer. I don't know enough about the intention of the writing and direction of this episode to know if this is queerbaiting or just genuinely queer and gets overlooked, but yeah, it should have been gayer. Let Owen, Harper, kiss, boys. Number 9. The Janto ship is poorly done. Before y'all come for me, let me just say that they are one of my top OTPs. However, where was the build-up to this relationship? In the original series, ignoring the audio dramas and stuff. It just wasn't very well developed and kind of felt like a last-minute decision. And like, I'm glad that they made that decision. But like with many things I've mentioned in this video, the potential for it to be so much better was right there. And that's on me reading too much Jonto fanfiction and realizing how they were done dirty. Number 10. Killing off characters for shock value is dumb. This one also takes inspiration from a Tumblr post from my Torchwood memes video.
Imagine a universe where Tosh wasn't killed for shock value.
There's not much to say about this one. Just think how much longer the show could have been successful for if they hadn't killed off Tosh and Owen and Jonto. I get that Torchwood was meant to be a more adult show than Doctor Who. Although, let's be real, Doctor Who is also depressing sometimes. But they didn't have to kill off 3/5 of their main cast in order to show that. Weren't the guns, bloody violence, and sex jokes enough? Number 11. Straight girls will be straight girls. That is to say, there are people who fetishize Jonto, and probably other gay ships from the show, and it's gross. Obviously, I'm not just hating on all straight girls with this, nor am I saying that the fetishization is only being done by straight girls specifically, but much like the not all men issue, please understand that if that statement offends you instead of makes you laugh, you're a part of the problem. Much like the bi erasure, this is a problem that was more prevalent in early Torchwood days. That example is clearly from when the finale of season 1 first aired, so it's from 2007. Very old. You know, for Gen Z standards, please don't come for me. Fetishization of gays, however, is an issue that still exists in real life. Like Drake's Girls Like Girls, which I will not be showing a clip of because... ew. Which is why it's important to be mindful of that in fandom spaces and just keep it out of them. Number 12. Missed potential for one-off ships. Here are a list of ships that I think would have been a fun dynamic to see, even if it's just for one episode. Owen x Jack. Owen x Jonto. Tosh x Gwen. And those are just the ones I thought of off the top of my head. Although I do love Jonto and Towen and Gwen x Reese. So. Number 13. You don't have to be a Doctor Who fan to be a Torchwood fan. Or at least not a big Doctor Who fan. I definitely had seen and enjoyed a few episodes of Doctor Who before getting into Torchwood. But it wasn't the Doctor Who-like elements that got me into it. It was actually this video that kept getting recommended to me. And also this video. Once I realized there was a canon gay ship, that sealed the deal. I am a glutton for LGBT representation. Number 14. You don't have to consume all the extra Torchwood content to be a Torchwood fan. I guess this is more like a gatekeeping thing than anything, which I haven't noticed an issue of at all, to be fair. But I just thought I'd let my opinion be known as a fan of Torchwood who hasn't listened to more than a few snippets of the audio dramas and who hasn't read the books. Number 15. Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing... Number 15. Jonto stands, please don't kill me. Let me just get this off my chest. Jonto is overrated, Tosh is underrated, Owen is underrated, Gwen is underrated, Jack is rated just the right amount. Let me explain before the Jonto girls attack me. I think he's a great character. He deserves so much hype. But the amount of hype he's gotten kind of overshadows what I feel like the other three deserve. Like, Owen had a great character arc. And Gwen is such an interesting and complex character. And Tosh, while I might be biased since she's my favorite character, is a great combination of seemingly shy nerd while also being a total badass. Not to mention all of them are just as bisexual as Jonto and Jack, even if they aren't shown in same gender attraction relationships as much as Jonto is. You know what? Fuck it. My next video is going to be a Tosh compilation. Fight me. I actually did start making a Tosh compilation video. I don't know which one's going to go out first, that or this, but do expect it. Number 16. The LGBT representation is lacking. Look, it was good for its time in the mid-2000s, but now It feels like the bare minimum. I do really appreciate all that Russell T Davies does for us. But nowadays, we have a higher bar for representation. For example, I'd mentioned how I have a love of LGBT shows. This includes my love of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Superstore for having well-rounded and well-done gay characters. Torchwood now seems like... Okay, it's like, if it were a person, it would be the friend that straight people could point to and be like, I'm not homophobic, I'm friends with Torchwood. And the other queer personified shows would be like, oh, well, he's Torchwood and he's barely one of us, so... Let me clarify. Torchwood is so important as early queer representation and it deserves so much love and respect for just that alone. However, we still have a long way to go for LGBT representation in the media. Also, petition for straight people to stop making that argument, please. It's awful. We're people, not gay trophies. Number 17. I love the cast. The cast of Torchwood is so funny. I love watching videos of interviews and conventions and behind the scenes. Here are a few clips of my favorites.
I got to work with some amazing sort of prosthetics and, you know, all sorts of really great things. What's that? This is the finger.
Oh my god. You have so many crap.
You kept the finger.
Again, I don't remember stealing it.
Asparagus man. Asparagus man.
Asparagus man.
Asparagus man.
I've got no problem.
Oh, hi. Hi. How are you? Oh, good. Come on, asparagus man. Come on, asparagus man. Come and have a seat, asparagus man. It's good, you're in season.
An a cappella version of the Torchwood theme. No, but we can do this. Bugga, bugga, bugga. We'll do this one. Bugga-la-dung, dugga-la-dung, dugga-la-bugga, dugga-la-bugga, bugga-la-bugga, bugga-la-bugga, bugga-la-bugga.
I can't talk about this without addressing the John Barrowman drama going on right now. I think it is important to hold people accountable for the mistakes they make, especially when it makes other people uncomfortable. For those of you who don't know, he did some sexual jokes that maybe went a little too far. And when his coworkers expressed that they were uncomfortable, he stopped and even made a public apology in 2008. However, all of that resurfaced just now in the last year. I think the fact that he apologized and grew from this behavior says a lot, and the fact that it's been 13 years without any other incidents is great. So why are people still talking about it? Honestly, I don't know. It was, and I can't stress this enough, 13 years ago. Anyway, I love the cast. Go watch all the videos I linked. They're great. Number 18. My favorite characters ranked. Just the original 5. Tosh, Yonto, Jack, Owen, Gwen. I don't even hate Gwen or Owen like some people seem to. I do genuinely love all of them. The others just rank a little bit higher for me. Number 19. My favorite episodes in no particular order. Season 2, Episode 1. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Have you seen a blowfish driving a sports car? Thank you.
Season 2, Episode 2. Sleeper.
Your bedside manners rubbish.
Should see his manners in bed. They're atrocious. Apparently, so I've heard.
Oh, they are. Remember this one?
Season 1, Episode 7. Greeks Bearing Gifts.
So, I'm shagging a woman and an alien. Which is worse? Well, I know which one my parents would say.
Season 1, Episode 12. End of Days. Season 1, Episode 6. Countryside.
And what is that smell?
That would be grass.
It's disgusting.
Season 1, Episode 4. Cyberwoman.
The power should be coming back on any second. We can get back in.
Season 2, Episode 8. Day and the Death.
I always loved Tintin.
Yeah, well, you would. And he never had a girlfriend, did he? Just the dog. Yeah, so I reckon he was actually shagging the dog.
Season 1, Episode 12. Captain Jack Harkness.
But I didn't realize he was so hot.
Jack!
Season 2, Episode 4. Meet.
Catchy.
Season 2, Episode 2. Fragments.
You smell like that naturally. 51st century pheromones.
People have no idea.
Number 20. Season 3 equals big oof. I found Season 3 boring. Episode 1 was actually okay, but it went pretty much downhill from there. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. Yonto's death was unnecessary. Number 21. My favorite seasons ranked. Minus Season 4, of course, because it would be unfair for me to rank it if I've never watched it. 2, 1, 3. Yes, Season 2 is the best. It has so many good episodes. The finale rips my heart out, so I usually just skip that one when we're watching it, but yes, it is still the best season. Number 22. Lisa is an important character. Cyberwoman is on my list of favorite episodes, and I do stand by that. I love how much it adds to and develops Yonto's character. Y'all know I'm all about that good characterization. I will say, though, the Cyberwoman herself is a cool idea in theory. The costume. Oh, God, the costume. I feel like most of the videos I've seen on this are by men, but I think as a woman, I would like to give my thoughts on her costume. Not that men aren't allowed to have an opinion on this. It is sexist and dumb. There, I said it. Metal boobs? Come on. How can we show that she's a cyborg and not fully woman or cyberman yet? I know. We'll only show strategic body parts like face and stomach. So it's just like a metal bikini? Yeah, pretty much. I see no problem here. Number 23. Yonto Stands Don't Kill Me, the sequel. Garrett's crying is definitely an acting choice. I mean, he gets better at it throughout the series. And you know what? Maybe Yonto just cries weird because he is
a fucked up little dude.
And also, I will say that I think it's important to see male characters cry. It is really important. And Torchwood does this multiple times, so good on them for that. Number 24. My least favorite episodes in no particular order. Season 1, Episode 5, Small Worlds. Season 1, Episode 10, Out of Time. Season 2, Episode 13, Exit Wounds. Would be good if not for the death. And all of Season 3, but specifically Season 3, Episode 4, Day 4. And I'm going off script a bit here, but also Season 3, Episode 5, Day 5. Number 25. I love the hub, okay? Look, I get why they got rid of the hub. To prove that Torchwood wasn't the place, but the people and the beliefs and all that. But to me, I liked that it was the people and the place. And they already got rid of so many of the people that, to me, blowing up the hub almost felt like another character death. And y'all already know how I feel about character deaths on this show. Number 26. Really? More fetishization?
Hello. Happy birthday, me. Just, record it first.
Okay. So, this scene is gross and fetishy, and I hate it. The fetishization of WLW kissing for the pleasure of men is disgusting. And as a WLW myself, I feel very strongly about this topic. I know that Jack and Tosh also sort of partake in this scene, but let's be honest, Owen is the perpetrator of it, and also the worst out of the three of them. This scene makes me so uncomfortable every time I see it. Number 27 is this scene what I think it is? Content warning for sexual assault. Speaking of scenes that make me uncomfortable, can we talk about this for a second?
This is getting better.
So Adam and Tosh have sex while Tosh's memories are altered. So is she actually consenting, or is she just being brainwashed to do so? There's no clear answer. The scene gives me rapey vibes, and I hate it. Number 28. My favorite kisses in no particular order. When I say I'm all about the characterization, I'm also all about the ships. I love ships. The ships. Let's get into it.
Do you remember that?
No. It felt like the first time. But it was nice. I like that.
I know.
And you! Your weight to override the mechanism! For God's sake, get up! There'll be nothing left of you! I can survive anything!
Owen? I am not leaving you to face that thing on your own.
I know what to do.
We don't know what we're dealing with.
Tosh.
Number 29. Owen's earrings. I miss Owen's earrings. They should have kept them for other episodes and not just the pilot. Here are a few lovely shots of earring Owen. Number 30. I love this fandom. This is one of my favorite and funniest and creative fandom communities I've ever been a part of. Although maybe that's just because of this YouTube channel. This is an older show and we're therefore lacking in modern fan content. I love creating content for you guys because this fandom just so deserves it. Okay, so that's all the opinions that I have to share. Thanks again to all 50 of you lovelies. Oh my gosh, should I start calling you guys that? My lovelies. Maybe it's weird. I'm indecisive. Please help. I'd love to one day reach 100 subscribers so that I can do things like community posts, Q&As, and just overall have more community engagement, because one of my favorite things about internet fandom culture is exchanging thoughts with others. I love making videos and shouting out into the void of fandom, but it's also so much fun talking to y'all in the comments of my videos too. I don't know if you've noticed, but I do like all of the comments I get, and I try to respond to most of them. So here's to more of this channel, more fun videos, more lovely subscribers, and more way too long nonsense rants like these. Bye, y'all.